Hi there, this is Vadim, and in this video I would like to share with you some ideas I used to fix a wobbly chair. One of the easiest ways to deal with chairs is to put one chair on top of the other upside down. This way you get access to all the hardware. I got this set of chairs on the Facebook Marketplace, and because they were broken, I got them at a very good price. First step in repairing the chair is to remove all the screws and disconnect the seat. To be successful in this, all you need is just to find the matching screwdriver. I used the Phillips screwdriver for this particular task.
So let's first look at this chair to see what's the best way to fix it. I'm looking at this leg and looks like it's shaking, but it should be easily fixable with just the wrench. Now, if we look, there is a rail that's missing. There is a space. Good thing I have some rails that fell from other chairs, so I just need to pick one. Looks like some of them are side ones, some of them are the ones that I need. So I don't have any missing parts, it's just a matter of fixing it. And then I have a second hole with the same type of problem. Looks like somebody was trying to use the screw, and this is not a native screw here, because the native screw looks like this. This is the native screw for this set. Looks like they were trying to use the bigger screw, but it appears whatever they did wasn't very successful because it wasn't finding the support. So we would need to use a glue. I think glue is the best way to fix it. So I'm planning to use this tile bond glue. It's a very good glue and you can get it at any Home Depot or Menards. We have this chain here locally. What's interesting about this glue, there are multiple versions. This is the interior use. Let me show you the exterior use one. And this is interior and exterior. This is a little bit more expensive, but it works outside as well, and I used it for fixing siding, which works very well on the wood. So as a first step, I'm going to remove the screw here. It looks like this is the screw that was in there and it just fell. This is the piece that comes in here and you see it. I'm gonna do the same thing with the other screw. Now let me try to see how it fits. It goes straight in here, and I should be able to just put it in both holes. Looks like this piece is moving, so we would have to glue here as well. And on this side, it appears that this side is also moving. Obviously, I can just tighten the screws and hope for the best. But because I'm gluing this part, I'm probably just gonna disassemble this piece and glue this side and this side as well. It just provides enormous support. This glue is so good, and it will create such a structural support for this chair that I'm probably gonna do that. So I'm going to unscrew this part here. Woodwork, it's probably having manual sometimes helps. Some of you might disagree, obviously, but that kind of what helped me to maintain quality construction. So now I'm going to disassemble this, and like I said, I know that this other side probably would make sense to just remove all of them and set it up on glue first. Use glue to set it up on both sides. So I'm just looking at this. I'm probably going to just reinforce it, all of the sides with glue. Because there's going to be an excessive glue, I just have a wet paper towel. Nothing special about this paper towel. Just want to make sure it's wet because the glue is gonna leak, and you would need something to remove it. So now I'm going to apply the one on the right. So pretty much the same process. I hear that you probably can just apply on one side. You don't need to apply too much glue. From my standpoint, it's better to apply more than less because you can always remove some extras, and glue is not very expensive. But having this chair solid and not shaking worth it, totally worth it. So, but that's just my opinion. If you have any other suggestions how to do it better, please make sure to post and comment. So my next step is to restore. I have this 6 screws that are initially removed. I am going to just put them in, so this will reinforce the construction here. Some support. You just need to be careful that it's not too long to go on the other side of the chair. Nobody wants that. But looks like it's just the right side, and I can feel by applying the pressure that as a next step I'm just going to tighten all the screws one more time just to make sure everything is solid, and looks like it is. Now I put it back and it looks pretty solid now. I think after it glues together, I removed all this extra excessive glue. So I'm going to use this clamp to tighten it together. You know, to be honest with you, I don't think this is really necessary because we already used all the screws. But just in case, I'm gonna take advantage of it. So now I have it clamped on both sides. I'm just gonna let it sit overnight and then come back in the morning so we can continue. There's a problem with one of the connectors, wooden connectors, that it's broken. And that might be a real issue. But I don't have an easy way to remove it and install a new one. I can probably find a new one. Guess you can cut it and then drill again. So that's an option, and then install a new one. So as a first step, I turned the chair backward and I'm going to remove all the screws that connect seat to the chair itself. So here's the big problem with this chair. If you insert the support and try to put the screw in, the screw would just end up in the air. So we need to somehow add additional piece of wood, so this screw would have to go into the wood instead of just hanging in the air. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use a sushi stick for this. So I'm just gonna use a regular metal saw just because it's such a small piece of wood, but you can use other techniques and tips and tricks. Feel free to share in the comments how you would have done it. It's just so easy with the... And now I can apply this piece. It's probably a little bit more than I need, but I should be able to cut it later with the same saw once it glues in. It's probably better to have a little bit longer piece than a shorter piece. I'm thinking of using this metal bolt to support this piece of wood in the air. I ended up not using the metal screw and metal bolt. Looks like this piece of wood is just light enough and it sits here, so we just need to let it stay. Now as the next step, I'm going to cut this extra piece to make sure it doesn't extend from the chair. So this is a small saw and hopefully it will work better. This is how I ended up gluing it for one of the chair holes. I have the stick on the top, and then I have screwdriver, and then I have another stick at the bottom. This way I should be able to remove the bottom two parts, the screwdriver and the bottom stick, when it's done gluing. Otherwise, the concern is if you use wooden pieces, is that the wooden piece might glue itself and you wouldn't be able to remove it. Now, after overnight settling, I should be able to just cut it again. I left the whole stick without cutting it first, so that's another idea how you can do it. So now we have the area where screw was just flying in the air and not connecting to anything. We reinforce this air in the chair and hopefully screw will go into the wood now after overnight settling. And after this, we will obviously add glue when we will use this rail but we'll also have a working screws that will go right into these holes, and they will go right into the wooden areas that we just re-established. I just got a regular knife, and I'm just gonna make this thing smaller. Since it's a custom thing, cannot be perfect. Just need to be careful with the knife. It's a little bit better, but still not ideal. So I'm just gonna keep removing it. So hopefully when you will be doing it, you would be smarter than that. That's why you're probably watching this video. So you learn from somebody else's mistakes. So I think it's good. I think it goes in. So that's why I had to do it very quickly, because this glue settles about 15 minutes you have. So I re-added the glue, and I should be able to just re-establish this. Things on both sides. Yeah. And then it goes easier. But the sushi sticks that I used, they're, I think, made of pine. I don't know 100%, but it's a soft wood, whatever the wood is, and it works perfectly for what I'm trying to accomplish. Out of all the connections in the rails. Just to let you know, I'm doing the other side of the same chair, and I used the stick on the top to fill the hole with the wood, and I used the screwdriver in the middle. Couldn't put the stick at the bottom, so I ended up putting just the old screw in here, so I can remove the screwdriver and the screw after the fact, because they wouldn't connect to the wood, but stick should. So we'll keep you posted. On the other side of the same chair, since I used my screwdriver, I don't want to make dirty other screwdrivers with the glue, so I just figured out I could use the old AAA battery. And then the screwdriver looks like they're pretty solid. Another alternative to do it is not with the knife, but you can use the chisel for that. And what I'm just trying to do, to maintain the shape of that wooden stick that we've added here, as well as inside the hole. And we'll do it on both sides. Looks like it drips, so hopefully you don't repeat the same mistake. So I found a drill bit which is smaller than the screw, and as I thought, it's not easy to pre-drill it just because it's an angled. Let's see, maybe my second attempt would be more successful. I think pre-drilling helped somewhat, so maybe it's a good idea to do pre-drilling. So it looks like it's all set. What I'm gonna do next is I am going to take care of the other screws and also take care of these bolts here to make it more stable. And then it should be ready for upholstering. As you might be able to see, this is pretty shaky, and the reason is that these bolts here don't provide any support. So I'm just gonna apply some pressure using this tool, and then I'm just going to reinforce all of them on all the sides of this chair.
My wife had a piece of old fabric, and we decided to refresh the chair seats. I don't even think this was a specific upholstery fabric. It was just an old piece of thick fabric we purchased on garage sale. All you need to do to complete upholstery of the chair seat is to cut the fabric to the right size and use the large stapler to attach it to the existing seat. And voila! Here's the solid chair with the brand new look. Do you have any other suggestions on how to fix wobbly chairs? Please make sure to share your ideas in comments. And if this video was helpful and you learned something new, please click on the like button and subscribe. All the best on your project.